giving the up.
All of his experience. Didn't want to agree with Nigel Duguid. From the straight angle, initially he felt that that ball was doing too much to Mikl, who was long forward as well. Yeah, like you mentioned, Ronaldo Jeffrey. I don't think there's another cricketer I've seen at that age as brave as Jeffrey. I saw them playing a game in a village called Dark Point in Region 7, very close to Bartica, playing on a hybrid pitch. Half of it is mud, half is concrete. Ronaldo Jeffrey facing the concrete ball, fearless without a helmet. And as a wicket keeper, with the fast bowlers operating, without a helmet as well, he was at the back of the stumps. Diving, moving quickly, fleet-footed, excellent stuff. Brave young man. Over-completed, 25 gone, 88 for 6. So the wickets to fall so far. Ramnath was first to go. The diminutive opener flicking but turning the bat a bit too early. And the leading edge taking the ball to mid-off. Then there was Brandon Jaikaran losing his middle stump to Niall Smith. Back live, you see Mikl, who's still there on 34, showing good defensive technique. Mikl plays his cricket in Berbice, Tuckber Park, as we welcome back Sean Messiah. Sean, Junior Sinclair into his 9th over, not much of a run-up. So getting through his overs very quickly. 8 and 9, the score takes over to now. But it was wonderful to see young Jaden Dowling, just 18 years old, showing maturity above his age in a 66-run partnership with Kwesi Mikl to bring back some amount of respectability to the Select 11's total so far. Hello, Sean.
Yes, John. That was good by Jaden Dowling. As I did said before, when he came into the crease, he showed his intent. But it's unlucky that he got out the way he did. But he did it nicely here for the select side. And Sinclair, as you said, he's looking for his 5th for a fifer. This is in his 9th. He has one more to go.
I was mentioning to Delvin moments ago, 2 seamers in the tournament yesterday, picking up 4 wickets. Young Thaddeus Lovell, and of course a younger Jonathan Van Lang. Young players making their mark early in the tournament. We haven't seen a fifer just yet, but Sinclair with an over to go after this one will have that opportunity, especially with 4 wickets still in hand for the Select 11. 26 gone, 89 for 6. As we continue with the wickets that went before, here's Akshay Prasad edging straight to Sinclair to give Junior his early wicket. And this was what happened moments ago. Nice running catch from Kevin Sinclair again. That was a fall of Jaden Dowling. Afras Buru as well went for 5. A sorry looking scorecard generally, but good fight from Mikl and Dowling.
This is the
Projected score just around that 170 mark. You'll need more than that to be competitive against this Berbice unit.
Yes, John. They still have a bit of batting there to come in the all-rounders, more or less. I think the bowler Joshua Jones is in there. He can handle himself with the bat. But Mikl, I like the looks of him so far. And if he can keep batting right through, I think he'd get close to 100. If he bats right down to the 50th over.
Look at the experience of his Summer Pamawal, the wily old fox. Bounce and turn on that occasion. And Kwesi Mikl, been there for a while, comprehensively beaten. Well bowled.
what I like about this, John, because we have the experience, as we say, with the youths. And it's good that we have the experience like Pamal, bowling to these youths. So in case when they push on, get to the regional level, they come up with bowlers like the type of Pamal, they would have able to see what it is to face a bowler like Pamal.
Just moments ago, we saw the boundaries scored by Mikl in his innings. 35 from 48. Still there, fighting for the select 11. Half-hearted.
And you see Niall Smith still keeping the pressure on, quite rightly so. A man at forward, silly point, matter of fact, right up in the face of the batter.
Yeah, Tomani sees usually behind the stumps. His time in front of the stumps.
Catch it.
As the investment of youth, we've seen Adrian Sukwa preferred in this game with the gloves. Tomani Caesar was very capable. Not given the gloves this match. Quite similar to the West Indies. Shea Hope and Tevin Imlak in the same 11. Over-completed. 27 gone, 89 for 6.
Yes, as the select side continue to build. Still in some problems here, 89 for 6. And this pair, Ronaldo Jeffrey, just come to the crease. Another youngster on the rise, hailing from the county of E.C.D. In tandem with Kwesi Mikl. They will have to bat well here to get a score as close, maybe 150 and going on. Nice breeze coming across this LUSIGNAN ground here on the east coast of Demerara.
I guess you're missing a hammock. Sinclair now for his final over. 25 conceded, 4 wickets taken. Ronaldo Jeffrey looking to make a name for himself as well. It's not so easy, especially when you come from the county of E.C.D, where, like you mentioned, Jeffrey hails. Cotton ball, soft dismissal, and a fifer for Sinclair. Junior Sinclair, the first person to pick up 5 in this year's tournament, gets the big wicket of Jeffrey. Like I just said, we can keep a look to mark his name. He's gone. 89 now for 7.
Yes, well bowled here by Junior Sinclair for bringing up his fifer. Ronaldo Jeffrey was lured forward, trying to play soft hand, but he seemed to have a bit of bottom hand that the ball reaches back to the bowler. So there was a diving catch here by Sinclair to bring up take his 5 wickets. So 5 for 25. So good bowling here by Junior Sinclair.
Yeah, look at the tee. That ball was full, driving on the up. Went a bit too hard, that one, Messiah. Put on your coaching cap, you will say. Should have been driving along the ground rather than in the air.
Yes, keeping that top on very tight to keep it flat. As I would tell my youngsters, keep the top on tight so you could get the ball as flat as possible. But Sinclair, as we know, plays this cricket all around. Very good youngster.
So the first fight for this year's Queensway Security Service Senior Inter-County Tournament belongs to Junior Sinclair. You can tell it was coming because of the way he was bowling, that consistent line and length. Started pretty well this morning, continued to be nagging, and now rewarded in his final over. Lieutenant Matura, the new batter for the Select 11. He gets a quick delivery. Well bowled, Tino.
Well bowled there, yes. And Nityan Matura, another youngster, went out and played with the Guyana on the 19 as well. A leg spinner by nature. Plays at the Everest Club. So Sinclair has 2 legal deliveries left. We're looking to see if he can make it 6, while Matura will looking to block this out.
Started the spell this morning after the fast bowlers Niall Smith and Clinton Pestano got the early wickets, and immediately was in the wicket column, picking up 3. Maybe bat and pad, we'll never know. No single taken, no catch taken. End of a fantastic spell from Junior Sinclair. 10 overs, 5 for 25. Well bowled. It's now 89 for 7 after 28.
I think his captain would be more than pleased because he's bowled on change from that end. 10 straight overs and taking 5 for 25. Well done, youngster.
As a dismissal of Romeo Dinarine, who just chipped one to extra cover. Akshay Prasad did not last too long as well, but all of his experience. Drawn out of his crease, nicking to first slip. And then Jaden Dowling just before Jeffrey. Jeffrey pushing one back too hard and straight into the hands of Junior Sinclair.
Keep going.
So Sinclair picking up 5.
3 more.
And completing his spell. Pamal continues. He's yet to get one. How often have we seen that?
And he's in his 7th over. I don't think he will be mindful, but at least he's keeping it tight. The score is what, 8 or 9 for 7. I heard somebody saying early days, but it's yet to be seen.
Good singer.
There was a social media post from Kwesi Mikl, and he said it's do or die. This is the season that he's looking to make perhaps the biggest impact to date for his career. And he's starting on the right foot so far. Nice innings of 36 unbeaten. With still batters around him, we're looking to make it count. Matura playing down the wrong line to the champion left-arm spinner.
So far, Mikl is standing tall in this innings, and one would hope that he can bat right down to the end, because as I said before, they still have Matura there. He can bat, he can handle himself along with Jones. That's a good ball, allowed appeal for caught behind, but the umpire is unmoved.
On the effects microphone, you can hear nothing as well. Here's Jan Sukwa. The ball was pretty close to the outside edge, so felt that umpire Nigel Dugir was not looking. Umpire Dugir, over the years, have gathered so much of experience, says not out, rightfully so.
Yes, umpire Dugir and Mokan here standing in this match. Two very good umpires. A lot of breeze. There's a stiff breeze coming across this ground. It's a good bowling here by Pamal to bring up the end of the 29th over. Select side batting first, 90 for 7.
No, don't go. Come out.
So you're not missing any cricket. That was the end of the over. You're going to see Zainal Ramsamy. He's going to be introduced to the attack from the bottom end, coming in to bowl some of his leg breaks. Zainal Ramsamy played with the Guyana Breakout League. Was among the runs as well. Last year he featured in those franchise T20 tournament. Was outstanding.
One half of the Ramsamy brothers, Zainul and Abdul. But this is Zainul now. Right arm leg break bowler. A little bit of turn already. And too much. Umpire Mokan saying it's a wide. Introduced in the 30th over. Just because Junior Sinclair was in the middle of the innings, tying things up.
And we're yet to see Jonathan Rampasad as well. There's all spin attack. And that was a good one there. Went through to the keeper.
Yeah, good turn, but not such good bounce. That one was a bit low after pitching.
Yeah, we saw some bunks when Junior Sinclair was bowling. This is his first over. This is Ramsami's first over.
Should be coming back for the second. Pestano labors and lumbers after it. But two more taken easily.
Two left there.
Quincy Mikl responsible for the total being what it is in the 30th over. So 20 overs to go after this. Lots of time. Construction of this innings. Setting it up nicely for his side.
Quincy Mikl is set, and he should be thinking of getting over 50, 50 and over. He's 38, so he should be thinking of getting close to 100 before the innings close.
Matura with 73, the only half century of the tournament so far. Had a couple of 40s yesterday, but nothing as significant as that 73 in the context of the tournament. Ramsami's first over of leg break coming to an end. 3 conceded, 30 gone, 93 for 7.
Yes, John, I think more or less selectors as well as the public, you know, the cricketing fans would like to see these batters score hundreds. We're looking for batters to score hundreds. As I welcome back Delvin Neblett into the commentary box. Nice breeze coming across. 93 for 7 at the end of 30 overs.
Yeah, Quincy Mikl, the bright spot amongst a very dark tail in the GCB Select 11's batting lineup. Not a lot to show for today. 93 for 7. Psychologically approaching that first milestone as this one is handsomely struck for a maximum.
And is Matura, Niti and Matura, using his feet nicely and lifting this one nicely over long on for 6.
I haven't seen a lot of this today. A lot of innovation or improvisation. This time the batsman advancing down the track, making good contact. Nicely dispatched.
It's not often you see persons using their feet up Versami Pamal.
Keep going, keep
That
going.
one came out today. A sudden burst there by Matura.
Nothing fancy.
Characteristics of these youngsters. They are quite fearless in their approach. Sometimes when they demonstrate that fearlessness and it doesn't come off, it's kind of frowned upon. However, you do love when they have that positive intent.
So 1 run away from bringing up the 100, and this is going to be the 100 up for the select side. Matura just stroking it. So 100 coming up in the first over.
Psychologically, they will be happy that they're now up to a total of 3 figures. It's not over yet. Still 19 overs to come after this delivery, which is pushed into the onside for a single.
Mikl is doing it nicely here for the select side to bring up the end of the 31st over.
Dance. You must visit the Indian Monument Gardens. Discover the Mahatma Gandhi statue in the promenade or Step into a mandir to connect with history and heritage. Beyond the celebration, discover the story
And of
of
course,
Diwali. Craft
we
your
are
own
anticipating
diya
the Festival
or
of Lights, one of the Hindu festivals here celebrated just about October. Some years it might roll over to the first few days in November. But it's a celebration of light over darkness. Quite a grand motorcade on the East Coast, and a lot of activities here at LUSIGNAN, where we find ourselves today for Diwali celebrations.
Yeah, so from October the 9th. The holiday, I think, is the 20th. So the motorcade might be on the Sunday, which is the 19th. And that's a big shot by Mikl. It's gone long and hard and far for maximum. Big shot there. And no ball signal by the umpire. So a free hit is in the making. So Mikl moves to what? 45? So he's showing his intent. He have said it that he wants to make a big impression, a big mark. And he's doing just that.
He really does look comfortable at this level. He's just taking his time so far, playing the ball on its merit and waiting for the opportunity to dispatch the bad balls, as was done on that occasion.
And he goes again out towards the long on area into the wide area for 4. That was a free hit. So he make use of it, Delvin. So he's 49, 1 away from 50.
That's right, a good man that makes the opportunity to utilize something that's freely given to him. Picking up 10 runs off of those last 2 deliveries, 11 runs added to the total.
And he's caught in the slips for 49. So good comeback here by Zainal Ramsamy. That one makes some height. What do you say of that, Delvin?
Yeah, a bit of an anticlimax there for Kwesi Mikl. A 6 and a 4. Then losing his wicket. So well bowled Zainal Ramsamy, holding his nerve and coming back well after bowling a no ball. And going for 11 runs in his previous 2 deliveries. Mikl, he was exceptional. The standout batter today. Disappointing not to reach a score of a half century or above. But he receives the applause of his teammates. As we have a look at the replay here. Zainal Ramsamy, a lot of bounce and turn on offer for the young wrist spinner. Belatedly introduced into the attack, however, has gotten himself into the wickets.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Well bowled. But I was just about to say there's always that one bowler that is being targeted after being hit for a maximum and then a boundary, including a no ball, free hit. But in comes Joshua Jones. He went out, I think it's to England, had a couple of stints there, some good returns. So he'll be eager to showcase what he has learned from that tournament.
A little bit more.
It's great to see and hear of Guyanese cricketers plying their trades overseas in the different leagues. So much cricket happening now globally. And of course, Guyana, one of the hunting grounds for the recruitment of talent.
That was another good one there, pitched and left him. So Ramsamy getting good porches from this wicket. A dry pitch.
Yeah, quite a tall wrist spinner. A lot of natural variation on offer here for Zainal Ramsamy. Once again beats Joshua Jones outside the line of the off stump. And after a bit of an indifferent start, Zainal Ramsamy has come back well. 2 deliveries shy of completing his second over. Jones is able to get off the strike with a single into the offside.
And the score ticks to 113 for 8. This is just the 32nd over. Brings Matura now on strike. Can they get to 150, Delvin?
And there's always a possibility in terms of how probable that is. Well, it depends on the approach of these two batters in the next 2 to 3 overs or so.
Yes, I think the coach for the select side, if they ensure, try and let us bat out the overs. But there's still a lot of overs left and 2 wickets to go. The question will ask which 2 delivery will get those 2 wickets.
It's just 2 out of just about 108.
Pamal going to continue. He's yet to have a wicket to his name. 8 overs, none for 25.
Well bowled with Sammy Pamal, and if you look at the feet of Joshua Jones, they're going nowhere. Brilliant stuff by the spinners here at LUSIGNAN. Once again, back in his crease, Joshua Jones. He sense something is happening here. Feeler employed at silly mid-off. There's one slip in place. And Jones is pushing and prodding. He doesn't look confident against Pamal at all.
That's a good one there by Pamal, just held it back slightly.
Keep right, keep right, keep right, keep right.
Jones coming forward and beaten. And the silly point right up in his face. I tell you what, Delvin, have you ever feel at the silly point area?
Well, that's one of the things that I'm so happy that I was always tall. Never really given the opportunity to feel that close, apart from when I used to be a wicket keeper. But I had to relinquish those gloves again because of my growth spurt.
And that's a big shot. It's gone long, high and far for a maximum. It's a good striking there by Jones.
Made good contact on that occasion. And Joshua Jones looks to be that type of a batter. He's either going to block or go big. He doesn't look to have that middle gear, as you would expect from some of the batters earlier in the order. Coming in at number 10. Every run here crucial for the GCB Select 11. How many will they get up to? Of course, you know, runs on the board. It always counts for a lot, especially at this level. Can't take it for granted that the GCB Select 11 are going to have a poor batting performance and Berbice are just going to come out and smash it around. Both sides have to bat on the same wicket. Both sides have to endure the same conditions. So the GCB Select 11 should still be trying to get up to as many as they possibly can, just to give themselves the best possible chance.
Yes, as we did see in the previous over where Jones just unleashed that maximum. So Ramsam is back. And a stiff breeze coming across this ground. So they will hope that this pair, I won't want to say last recognized because in Guyana here I know they have lower order batsmen. So this pair will try to see if they can bat us much overs as possible. Both batters are capable of handling themselves with the bat.
Matura now on 7 from just 16. Not striking it as well as he would like. Here again, a bit of an outside edge. They pick up 2.
And Delvin, the score ticks on. It's 121 now for 8. inching ever closer to that next landmark, I would say 150.
Ramasami's already picked up one. They're looking to wrap up this GCB Select 11 side.
Whenever you're playing the game of cricket, you'll always have a favorite feeling position that you like to feel. You know, and remember Clayton Lambert is one of them who's under the bat for Guyana. Ford Bacchus, another one under the bat. For West Indies, I think he had Gus Logie, Desmond Haynes. You know.
In my time, I remember Wavell Hines fielding at forward short leg to good effect.
Jimmy Adams as well, yeah, forward short leg. Take many a catches there.
One right.
And that's another big shot. Wide, high and long over mid-wicket for maximum. So Jones is on the go.
Picking up some momentum here is Joshua Jones, his second maximum. As we see the replay into the leg side. Does look to go leg side when looking to go big.
I think we're going to see many more of that. They're going to target Zainal Ramsamy. But they got to be mindful with that leg break.
All right, so we've got the official partnership breakdown. Not sure what score we were given prior, but the partnership between Kwesi Mikl and Jaden Dowling yielded 47. And the second highest partnership between Nitin and Matura and Mikl, 23.
And this current one is 16.
You want to swing, girl? You doing the strike, man. You doing the strike. Ball.
So Matura respectfully forward. Just knowing that Pamal is in his last over. 9.2 overs, none for 31.
Catch it!
In the air. And just holds back from attempting to take that catch. Clinton Pestano. It's one of those you actually have to make a quick decision whether you're going to go for it or just settle for the single.
Hard and far. Far and long and hard.
Spoke of specialist fielders in close. A lot of good fielders in the boundary areas at crucial moments in limited overs fixtures.
And just run this open the face for a single down to the third man area. And what you notice, he removed the silly point in this over. This is his last over. After Jones was hitting. So Jones get the silly point to move.
5. Bye.
So they'll win 130 for 8. 20 runs required to get to that 150.
Yeah, a couple of lusty blows from Joshua Jones, propelling that total a little bit over the past 2 overs. Big appeal. Dot ball in the end.
So Pamal in his last delivery in his spell. And Matura defends to bring up the end of over number 35. And the score is 130 for 8. We'll bring in now John Ramsing to join Delvin Nebelin.
I'm Lancelot Khan, the Chief Operating Officer of Queensway Security Service Incorporated. Queensway Security Service Inc. has been in operation for over 2 decades now, and our offerings include static guard service, both armed and unarmed, armed patrol and response service, alarm monitoring and emergency response, and security escorts and a VIP protection service. We also are the authorized reseller for a few popular world-renowned brands. Those include Hytera Communications, Glock Arms, CZ Arms, among others.
Join us in Guyana for a Diwali celebration like none other. Deep Jile fills the night as thousands of diya brighten homes and communities. The Rangoli Utsav brings color and creativity, while the Diwali motorcade lights up the streets with floats, music, and dance. You must visit the Indian Monument Gardens. Discover the Mahatma Gandhi statue in the promenade, or step into a mandir to connect with history and heritage. Beyond the celebration, discover the story of Diwali, craft your own diya or rangoli, and enjoy the flavors of traditional sweetmeats and dishes. Feel the rhythm of Indian dance as lights, culture, and community come together in harmony. Discover an unforgettable Diwali experience in Guyana.
This innings completed. Let's take a look at what happened. First wicket to go pretty early in deploy. Rampasad ram not very early. Played a few strokes before holding out.
Jaikaran didn't last long, losing his middle stump.
Let's play.
Join us in Guyana.
Good start to over number 36.
I guess you're saying it's a good start because it starts with a dot ball, Ramasamy. Jones and Matura prepare to take him on. Do not want the leg spinner to settle at all. Looking to get him out of the attack. Knowing how dangerous a wrist spinner can be on a track like this. A ground that boundaries are pretty even. 53 meters or thereabout all round.
And a couple of deep fielders on that leg side. It's a side that Joshua Jones does fancy. This one, he's lunging forward. Big appeal from behind the stumps. Umpire says not out.
Even boundaries, but one of the factors to consider is a high wind this morning. And Joshua Jones hitting into the wind. We want to reconsider his decision. He's a soldier, so he is a fighter. Had a stint, like Messiah mentioned earlier, in England, playing some seconds. So trying to expand his cricketing career while keeping an eye on his professional career as well as a soldier for Guyana. That should have been a boundary. Let's see if it will carry. No. A long hop on a Sunday.
Yeah, dragged down by Ramsamy. I reckon Matura is going to feel as though he missed out on a boundary opportunity.
But a good fight back, led by Mikl, who started with Jaden Dowling. Now Joshua Jones and Matura continuing that fight. Maybe you can say some nerves early on for the Guyana Select 11, Guyana Cricket Board Select 11.
Over, lads.
Overcoming to an end, 36 gone, it's 133 for 8. So you can see the worm, some anxious moments, up, down, up, down, up, down, not consistent at all, but we're losing wickets regularly. As you can see the high-rise buildings, just a few. Cannot call that Georgetown at all, with all the big buildings in Georgetown these days.
Yeah, wickets coming in clusters.
So leader on scores in the tournament just after one game yesterday. Matura with a half century. Had some 40s there with Perez, Balgobin. Kimo Paul getting to 30. He should have carried on. And like I said earlier, 2 4-wicket hauls from the young seamers, Van Lang and Lavelle. And today we have seen the first fifer. So early days yet in this tournament. It's a single round robin. 4 teams in the tournament. The 4s and 6s race, Kevin Bodie 7 and 2 respectively, leading those charts. First game completed yesterday at Hampton Court, Demerara winning over the host Essequibo by 50 runs, the defending champions, starting this year's campaign with a win. Today is match number 2. This is what has transpired so far. 11 extras included, 133 for 8. It's a late order fight with Darwin Joseph and Romario Ramdial still to come. It's in fact just Darwin Joseph to come. Pestano's back, immediately gets a wicket. Joshua Jones, a judged leg before by umpire Nigel Duguid. First ball seam back, and Pestano gets his second at the start of over number 37. Your thoughts on this one, Delvin?
Yeah, he should have been looking to go with the full face, instead looking to work it onto the onside. Missing, and the umpire Duguid reckons that would have hit leg stump.
There was a little bit of a shimmy across from Joshua Jones walking across his stump. And this straight angle will tell you exactly what umpire Duguid saw. Delvin, was it missing off? Was it missing leg? Maybe, but certainly hit in middle.
Most definitely. Good decision.
Perhaps the easiest of his career. I know umpire Duguid was a little bit hesitant in giving leg before decisions, but immediately that finger went up. That was perhaps the easiest decision he's had to make in his career. 133 for 9 nonetheless. The last pair now at the crease for the Guyana Cricket Board Select 11. Darwin Joseph at number 11. One of the young players coming from the hinterland. Region number 1 in the sub-region of Moruca. Village of Warapoka. It's a lovely village. Very scenic. Known for its tourism, hospitality It's second to none at Warapoka. You need a boat to get there. Along the Blackwater, winding going through. But when you get there, it's just so expansive. It's a big rock, a historic. It's a hilly kind of area. Very historic rock at the start of the village that greets you. It's shows of the ancient times of Guyana. And as you go deep into the village, the harpy eagles are nesting. They have their period, of course, when they're nesting and then they bloom. It's really scenic, that part of Guyana, where young Darwin Joseph hails. You're not welcome. Plays for the national side as well. Is from Warapoka Village in region number 1.
Yeah, Barima Winey. And a lot of good athletes coming out of that region, even in the recent Heritage Games. Sides from Region 1 doing well in all sporting disciplines.
The brand new Minister of Marine Affairs, Sarah Brown Shadik, is from the Maruka sub-region in the Winey River, not far from Warapoka in terms of minutes. I'm sure she's going to be very pleased with the talent of Darwin Joseph now at this level. Good exposure. But kudos to West River Cricket Board, Sean Messiah, who will come back later, will tell us there's been a lot of scouting happening in Esukebo by trying to get involved the players from region number 1, Maburuma, Kaituma, which is the Mataka area, and of course Maruka, closest to the Pomeroon. Off the mark, Joseph, in senior inter-county cricket, so well done. Congrats. Many persons do not have that opportunity and will not be able to tell their children and grandchildren that they played senior inter-county cricket for Guyana, well, in Guyana. So the Australian Cricket Board really trying to go out of the traditional zones to look for talents, and one such talent is young Darwin Joseph from Warapoka Village.
Yeah, and one of the persons I've seen in recent times advocating for the young talent coming out of Essequibo was actually the team manager this year, former junior national wicketkeeper Delroy Jacobs. Does do a lot of work with the youngsters, especially the junior levels.
Delroy was very passionate when he played youth cricket in the early 2000s for Guyana, and as a wicketkeeper he's done very well. Now he's transitioning into coaching and administration. I'm afraid to go wrong for one reason though. When I played university cricket, I was actually selected as a wicketkeeper because all of the other slots were taken. Anyone that Delroy thinks has talent, he only sees them as a wicketkeeper. So I do not want to go wrong Delroy Jacobs, who's my good friend by the way. Everyone he wants to turn into a wicketkeeper like himself, who was excellent behind the stumps. The fast bowling and of course the spinners as well, especially to the fast bowlers. He loves to keep up.
Yeah, quite the sprinter in his day as well. We both attended the St. Gabriel's primary together. And he's actually the cousin of the minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, former national player, the Honorable Stephen Jacobs.
Well, let's see how long this final pair will hang on for the select 11. Matura is showing that he has the ability to play some strokes and also occupy the crease. 27 deliveries so far for his 12. Darwin Joseph. Some butterflies in that stomach, no doubt. Butterflies that he have brought all the way from Warapoka. Matura himself, good quick single, a chance for run out. Tamani Caesar very quick in the outfield. Matura as well would have to do some traveling to get this part, but I'm sure would be happy that he's using that brand new Demerara River Bridge on a daily basis now. 137 for 9 after 37. Yeah, Matura from the west bank of Demerara. I was surprised when I saw him here so early this morning. Then I was thinking back, oh no, there is a reason. The new high span bridge is operational, so he got here in lots of time.
Yeah, quite a spectacle it is. The new Barra Jagdeo Demerara River Bridge.
Groping stuff from Zainul Ramsamy. Usually his family will come out to support him, Ramsamy. His mom and dad has a sister as well. His mom actually is from Region 3, Island of Wakenham. Nice family unit. Best time of the year is during the month of Ramadan for them, the holy month of Ramadan. Staunch Muslims. More runs for the Select 11. Another boundary. In fact, no, it's stopping. A little bit heavy on that side of the field. So Matura getting 2 more. Can we see 150 posted? Can we get to 150, Neblet? That would be very good for the Select 11, considering where they were earlier in their innings.
Yeah, they're edging. A bit of a half tracker once again from Ramsamy. This one is tossed up and straight into the hands of the fielder. Wicket number 9 goes down. Good catch by Tamani Seas, as a matter of fact. That's it. That's the end of the GCB Select 11. And they're not going to get to that 150. As a matter of fact, 139 is all they will get, which means Berbice, they're going to need 140 for victory.
The last wicket going down. Fighting brave Matura, but needed to spend more time. He was there to hit a half volley, but he hit it in the air, and Tamani Seas are coming off the boundary at cover, usually with the gloves, so not afraid to dive forward, and he give the commitment needed to come up with that catch to complete the innings. Excellent catch. I must put that down as the second best of the season. 139 all out in the 38, unless, like you mentioned, Berbice will need 140 to win. This is what transpired. Ramprasad Ramnath and Romeo Dinora, the captain, started. They scratched a little bit. Wickets stumbled at the top of the order. But then there was a little bit of a fight back between Mikl and Jaden Dowling, the 18-year-old. Ronaldo Jeffrey did not last too long, and there's a little bit of a fight in the lower order. Some partnerships 47, 23, 21, but all in the second half of the innings, giving them a total, I could say, a little bit of respectability, but well below par, Neblet.
Yeah, and when you look at the bowlers, they really did do well. Junior Sinclair leading from the first 5 in this year's tournament. Couple of wickets for both Ramsamy and Pestano, and a wicket for Niall Smith, the captain. Of course, his economy rate, that tells a story. 2.75, tight stuff all around from Berbice, and they're going to feel quite confident to come and chase down these 140 runs in an expeditious manner.
So chances are, with the innings completing at this stage in the 38th over, we may have just a 10 minutes change of innings, and Berbice will have the reply, or lunch may be taken. We just have to confirm that before we allow our listeners and viewers that information. But if you look at 139, Nablat, 139 should not give the former champions a lot of headache. That was actually a chance that was not taken. It was actually half a chance. The players went up, umpire said not out.
Yeah, Akshay Paswadi looked good. So too did Romeo Dionarine.
So as we enjoy the highlights of the first innings, we will take a break and come back with the run chase in just about 30 minutes, because the players and match officials will be taking their lunch on this game. We will resume at about 12:20 local time. 140 the target for Berbice, the former champions. We look at the start of their campaign on a winning note. If the Select 11 can spring a surprise and beat Berbice again, we'll have to wait and see. Do join us in about 39 minutes for the run chase.
just saying.
You say you take one and he take one.
Just me know that part.
Because me, he doing start today.
Okay.
Right here.
I said before you get away, after you tell me the situation, I say hey, before you get away, I will never do a game together. I say,
So you
let
get
me
one
catch one with you now. Yeah, buddy.
So welcome back to LUSIGNAN Sports Club Ground on the east coast of Demerara. It's a nice day for cricket, nice day for outdoor activities. We're here for the second match of the 2025 season. The Queensway Security Service Men's Senior Inter-County 50 overs tournament, the Super 50. We're about to see the reply. Berbice looking to get 140 runs to beat the Guyana Cricket Board Select 11. It's a 50 overs a side game. The Select 11 did not bat 12 and a half overs that were available to them. Bowled out for 139, well within their 50 overs. Fifer for Junior Sinclair, the highlight of the bowling for Berbice. We see Mikl, who made a shot field 49, the top score of the innings. 425 from his 10 overs, including 48 dot balls. Economy rate of 2.5 runs per over. Excellent stuff from the right arm off spinner. Openers now for Berbice making their way out to the middle. It's a bit of a cooling cloud just covering the blistering sunshine here at LUSIGNAN. And you can see the East Coast corridor in the background, very busy. Sunday in the countryside. Won the toss and batting first. Rampasad Ramnot and Romeo Dinarine started. Then a few wickets went pretty quickly at the top of the order, including the experience of Akshaya Prasad. But then there's a fight from Mikl, Dowell in. And later on we saw some late hitting from Joshua Jones. Got a select 11 to 139 all out. Nitya and Matura stuck around as well for a little bit. But it needed more runs to really challenge this Berbice side, who will be looking to start their campaign on a winning note. They haven't tasted the title, they haven't held the title for 2 consecutive years since they were dethroned by Demerara. So hoping this season can be their season. New captain in Niall Smith this season, Adrian Sukwa, and Rampatab Ramnot opening the batting for Berbice. Sukwa was part of the Guyana Rainforest Rangers team in the Breakout League earlier this year, whereas Ramnot played Super 50 last season. So experience at the top of the order for Berbice. Darwin Joseph, the young man from Warapoka Village in region number 1 to start with ball. Just too short. No damage done. Sean Messiah alongside. 140 the target, Sean. Berbice, what do you think?
Yes, John, good afternoon. I think the Berbice side will know that they have approximately, let me say, 300 plus balls to face to get 140. And I think these two batters here at the crease would want to, see how best they can get over that mark without any wicket, without losing their wickets. At the same time, the select side, will be looking to their bowlers to exploit and see if they could make some inroads into the Berbice setup. They would always say runs on the board, but you never know.
So hello to everyone in Berbice, and hello to everyone supporting the Berbice side today. But this young Select 11 really looking to make an impression. So everyone from Warapoka looking at what Darwin Joseph is going to serve up today. So first run on the board, coming in the form of an extra. So we haven't seen a lot of Darwin Joseph, but it's a lot of persons have been speaking about Darwin Joseph especially in the county of Essequibo. President Dilip Singh of Essequibo Cricket Board is one such person who is a big fan of Darwin Joseph. Also, he's on the lips, I tell you what, of Chief Selector for Guyana Cricket Board, Ramnaresh Sarwan, who was looking forward to seeing Darwin Joseph have a go. So a big fan, some big fans for young Joseph. Long run up so far for him. Had some action on the FL Sport, can tell you, before this. So those stats you're seeing are from previous games with FL Sport.
Yes, John, I think Darwin Joseph is a young and upcoming fast bowler. Played with the Guyana under 19. And I must say good afternoon to President Dilip Singh in Essequibo. Whenever you think about cricket in Essequibo, you think of President Dilip Singh and his board doing a wonderful job there in Essequibo. Going into all of those areas, bringing out those youngsters. So a good find here by Darwin Joseph. So not a bad start so far from Darwin. Still in one legal delivery left in this over. Score is 1 by via of the wide. It's a good start for him.
We've had the the Vincent brothers, sorry. And then Sheldon Charles as well, coming from the hinterland. Another wide. But in terms of coming from the hinterland and making it count, you've seen Shamar Joseph, Kimo Paul, and to some extent Quentin Sampson.
Yes, and Essequibo is doing it nicely, and you can go on and on. We have Ronaldo Jeffrey. He's the keeper. You know, so good works. And a lot of academy in the Essequibo area, you know, working with these youths. Essequibo, no doubt, won the under 13 inter-county twice, but unfortunately were dethroned just recently by Demerara. So at the end of the first over, the score is 2 without loss.
What will start so far for Berbice? Just 2 extras in their innings in the run chase. 140 is the target. We heard Nebleth mention a few overs ago, early day. Well, let's see.
As Joshua Jones is going to take the attack now from the top end. Let's see what he brings to the table. Coming from the coal, if they want to say coal, but coming from England.
Joshua Jones himself from Essequibo. A little bit of banana swing, as you call that one. Hitting and moving away nicely after pitching. So a good start from Joshua Jones. Joint leading wicket taker in the Cares 1 Guyana T20 Bob Blast Edition 1. So he's been making his way around cricket. Former Guyana fast bowler as well, youth cricketer.
Very strong, stocky bowler here. And that one carried through nicely. Another one left in, leaving the batsman outside the half stump.
Starting a bit too wide, you would want to say, though. Want to force the batters to play more rather than allowing the ball to go through to the keeper.
He's a compact fast bowler. A lot of pace. Rampatab just getting on top of that one and push it out to the offside.
Oh, in no man's land really. And the other Ram North collects it down at third. Right back on the boundary. That could have easily been swallowed up by a second slip or even a third slip lurking. That's not the case.
That's a very, very good delivery there by Jones.
But he was playing away from his body. Or I'm not. So just hung his bat outside the line of the off stump. Had there been a wider slip, that would have easily been swallowed up.
It's a good start here by Joshua Jones and Darwin Joseph. 3 runs on the board. This is the second over. 2 batters are very watchful. Adrian Sukwa and Rampatab Ramnath. This one went down the leg side for another wide.
Tell you what, Ronaldo Jeffrey did well to save that one. Like a goalkeeper really, because that was very wide of the mark. And Jeffrey sprawling away to his left, doing very well to prevent the boundary.
Yes, very good keeping there by Jeffrey. And this is, remember, this is the second fixture. And the third and the fourth fixture will come up in this week on the 14th and the 15th. F 14 and 16.
Brave stroke on the up. Would not get to the boundary, but did not quite clear the fielder at who's lurking at that extra cover position. Perhaps had he been back down at mid-off, would have had a better chance. But infielders, the close infielders are there for the catch. Was not taken, and 2 runs taken instead. 2 overs gone, 7 without loss. The target 140.
Yeah, it's good attempt there by the fielder. And the batters to come, you got Garfield Benjamin. That's a good youngster. Be making runs around the county. Zainal Ramsamy, Tomani Caesar, Kevin Sinclair, Junior Sinclair, Pestano, Niall Smith, and Jonathan Rampasad, along with Versami Pamal.
So Joseph to continue. Pretty long run up coming from a 30-yard circle. Not quite what Sean Messiah does these days. 3 steps and balls.
Yes, John, I was just about to say this run up is very long. And you know, John, playing in the local club cricket matches, you know, you have your fast bowler running in from those distance. You may not get a breakthrough, but as soon as the veteran comes on with the short runs, he picked up 2 wickets, and they want to know how that is happening.
Yeah, sometimes you tend to, it's a mind game. So you tend to really focus and concentrate when the express bowlers are on. So the strike bowlers, then you think, you know what, change of bowling. Someone with some medium doublers will come on, and you can easily get runs. So it's kind of like losing your concentration and throw caution to the wind, and that's it. Wicket going down.
Joseph, he has a nice action, nice run up. But fast bowling, John, is very, very hard work, as you would know.
Yeah, Joseph and the rest of the Warapoka community, the villagers would come out, especially on weekends and in the evenings, for lots of sport. Cricket, football, volleyball.
Wide ball.
This one keeping a little low outside the half stump, but it's a wide signal by the umpire.
Umpire Mokan, the Berbician, says that's a wide. So young Joseph now. We're number 35. I'm sure that's not his preferred number. Yes, no by the batters. In the end, better sense prevailing and decide to remain in their respective creases. Adrian Sukwa and Rampatab Ramnot. So the communication not there as yet. It's nervous and anxious moments.
Yes, John, and just to bring you up to date, after the round of these matches, the two top teams will advance to the final coming up on the 26th of this month, either in at Berbice, in the county of Berbice, or in the county of E.C.D. And this one is in the air, but it's going to land safely between the two fielders, one coming in and one going back. So Rampatab checking. So Joseph creating some chances here, but nevertheless falls safely between the two fielders.
And one of those fielders, one running back, is Rampasad Ramnot, the brother of Rampatab. It'll be interesting to see if one gets the other out, what will happen tonight at dinner.
And they're going through for a quick one. I guess the argument would be at the table. Why did you take the catch?
That's the end of 3, 11 without loss. Partnerships in the first innings today. Not a lot to write home about. Mikl and Dowlin put on 47, the best of the innings. A little bit of wagging down towards the bottom. Mikl and Matura, and Jones and Matura as well, 21. So just a few partnerships of note for the Select 11 when they won the toss and batted first here at LUSIGNAN in match number 2. Cricket is a game of partnerships as well. So this partnership so far for the first wicket should be laying the foundation, taking the sheen off of both of these new balls, trying to set things up for the rest of batting. But I remember the days of looking at the glory of cricket when the openers get past a certain amount of deliveries or overs. The rest of batting can begin to relax, take off their pads, because no one is going to get batting. So to say the openers will see the new ball off and make it easier for the rest. But if the openers of back then come now, they will not only see off the new ball, they will also get the entire total chase down.
Most definitely, John. You know, it was even hard to get into teams back then, right? If one person made 100, the other one go make 200. It's very, very difficult. But as I tell my charges, John, that cricket is a wonderful game. It teaches you general life skills. It teaches you about everything in life if you really think about it. You know, you're batting, you could learn to drive a car. You know, it teaches a lot of things in cricket. You can thinking on your feet and, you know, a lot of stuff it teaches you.
Yeah, that's why it's called a game of life, because when you really think about it, it takes you through different phases. You know, and it's a beautiful game. Let's just put it that way. Some adjustments being made to the field now. Still maintaining a presence in the slip cordon, but now there's a fielder wide of the first slip, more or less bordering on a gully. As Jones continues to be impressive in his spell so far. Just his second over, but he's working up some pace on this flat track. 12 without loss, Berbice. Openers being very watchful.
Yes, and the select side will no doubt try depend on Jones to get a breakthrough, get a wicket or two, and see if they can put the cat among the pigeons in the Berbice side. It's a well set field here for Jones. Slip a gully, a man at backward a point, forward a point, cover, extra cover. Mid off, a man short at mid wicket.
So Ramatab Ramnot, 4 from 10 already. Player from Port Morant. Adrian Sukwa from Albion. So the Berbicians looking to give their side a good start. The target is not a big one, just 140. Lots of time in this game. And just like you mentioned, the tournament will continue in 2 days' time. Oh, another poor delivery. And this time, Ronaldo Jeffrey cannot save it. That's going to run away. So 5 more to the total now. Starting the ball pretty straight and ill-directed. So maybe trying just a little bit too hard. Joshua Jones. Beautiful stroke, but straight to the fielder at mid-off. All along the carpet to end over number 4. 17 without loss. Berbice batting, looking to get 140 to win.
Yeah, a quiet start, I would say, for Berbice, and a decent start for the select side. The target is 140. 17
Mikl.
without loss. So it look like a change of bowling. It looked like it's Mikl. He's going to come into the attack from the bottom end. And Dina Ryan not hesitating to make some changes. No doubt searching for an early wicket.
But they've seen what Junior Sinclair did earlier with the ball. Came into the attack after Niall Smith and Pestano started with the new balls. And immediately started to get wickets. So they're looking for this slower bowler in Kwesi Mikl. Perhaps to do the same, right arm off break as well. Starts with a good delivery, flighted on target. It's good to have these batters, Adrian Sukwa, who's on strike, face and play at these deliveries rather than allowing them to go by. So just 7 runs off the bat, but 10 extras already conceded. So the select 11 giving away extras. Both Joshua Jones and Darwin Joseph guilty of doing so.
So well bowled there by Mikl. This is the 5th over in progress. A loud appeal for leg before.
Flighted. That was a good call, actually. Maybe just hitting outside the line of the off stump. So umpire Mokan said not out. Good start. It's a maiden from Mikl. 5 gone. The target 140. 17 without loss after 5. And as just mentioned, games to come this week. Matura against the Guyana Cricket Board Select 11. That's happening on Tuesday at Enmore. Then we return on Thursday right here at LUSIGNAN, where Berbice will again be in action, but this time against E.C.D. So Matura against the Select 11 on Tuesday, and Berbice against E.C.D. right here on Thursday. More from you, Sean, then Delvin Neblet will join you.
Yes, as you hear it, and even though the other rounds are during the week, feel free to come on down, calling out the village of the Enmore area. Come out on Tuesday and witness the Inter-County, Super 50 Inter-County, sponsored by Queensway Security. So, good afternoon to you, Delvin. I trust you had a good lunch.
Yeah, most definitely. Good start here for the Berbice side. They've managed to keep all of their wickets intact so far. So this one is pushed into the mid-wicket area, looking for 2. Just a single in the end. The bowlers have not been bad, however, unable to get a breakthrough as yet. The openers have looked quite comfortable.
Yes, the select side searching for the first wicket. This is over number 6 being bowled by Joshua Jones. And the opening pair of Sukwa and Rampatab. Solid so far.
He mentioned Joshua Jones back from a bit of overseas exposure in the UK. He's looked quite lively here today, Sean. A bit of pace about him. Also has the ability to get some swing. Perhaps not the right lines. Should be looking to get the batters to play a bit more. Few just leaving the batters outside the line of the off stump, or the batters choosing to let them go. I think he might be better served just attempting to go wicket to wicket here, Sean.
Yeah, most definitely. He has 2 slips there. A man at the gully area and forward a point. So the best ask is to attack the stumps. And that is driven nicely in the cover area. And the batsman gets a single.
Comfortable cover drive from Adrian Sukwa. Most wicketkeeper batters have good hands, so hands just coming through the line of that one quite nicely.
That's well bowled there by Joshua Jones.
And Rampatop Ramnath, solid in defense.
I think these days, Delvin, we hardly see the pace bowlers are using the shorter delivery. It's something they need to work on.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. We saw that short delivery being used to quite good effect yesterday. This one, down to long on. 2 fielders in pursuit, and they come back for 2. I was most impressed at the way some of the bowlers yesterday in that E.C.D Matura fixture utilized that short ball, especially the likes of Kimo Paul. Did use it to good effect. Just because of the way the rules have evolved, a lot of bowlers reluctant to go short because they're usually penalized. Still room for good aggressive fast bowling, however, as this one is pushed behind square, and 2 comfortable runs in the end. Good fielding in the outfield, good backing up, a bit of good cricket all round.
Yes, and you can see Joshua is trying to attack the stumps. He's looking for that Yorker length, that Yorker delivery.
Yeah, and the bowler being admonished from beyond the boundary. Clear advice as it relates to what line he should be bowling. He's saying don't go down the leg side. That's where you need to be, wicket to wicket.
So that brings up the end of the 6th over. And Berbice searching for 140, 23 without loss.
And the fans, Sean, that's one of the characteristics of cricket in this part of the world that is unlike anywhere else. These supporters quite passionate and never shy to express their opinions. This ground itself quite intimate, so most of the fielders can hear exactly what you want to say from beyond the boundary, even the batters.
And is that supporting voice, as we all know, Norman Welch, Juice Man.
A long-serving supporter not only of cricket but athletics in general. I remember when I was a young athlete, I made my first debut at the National Schools Championship way back in '97. He was already there, plying his trade, distributing oranges and juices. And always in support of the young talent as well. A lot of these youngsters who would have passed through all of the different levels and made it into the senior level, they would be familiar with him. They would tell you stories of how he would have supported each and every one of them along the way. Cricket really is a uniting force. Mikl really did well with the bat. And backing up that performance here with some good bowling. He's now 2 deliveries shy of his 2nd over. He hasn't conceded a run so far. So this is excellent stuff from Kwesi Mikl.
Delvin, the batters are very watchful. They're not in a hurry, quite rightly so. A lot of overs to get 140. He's coming forward respectfully, realizing that Mikl, is bowling good here, so there's no rush.
Yeah, the batters look to be playing the situation well. They've got a lot of time, so no need for anything irrational. The bowlers have done well so far. However, you've got other bowlers yet to be introduced into the attack.
Yes, gotta wait and see if Matura, the leg spinner, and Jaden Dowling, the off spinner, and Afras Budu as well, both some good off spin. Spring, yeah. So they have bowlers there. So let's wait and see.
And as you would have observed from the pitch report, the more this game progresses, there should be more on offer for the spinners. Can hit those good areas, should be able to cause a lot of trouble for the batters. A lot of purchase on offer for the Berbice spinners. Junior Sinclair himself picking up 5 wickets. It is right arm orthodox. Of course, there's a heavy wind here, so that's going to affect the batters as it relates to the hitting areas. The wind even affecting some of the refreshments beyond the boundary.
Is the good sunshine, good day for cricket, nice breeze coming across the ground. Good day here for cricket. And Jones working up some pace, nice line, nice length. Being watchful here by Sukwa, and it goes nicely into the gloves of Ronaldo Jeffrey.
Yeah, it really is good fast bowling here. And good disciplined batting. A lot of composure being demonstrated by these two openers so far. Once again, they've only got 140 to get. Started this innings by requiring 140 off of just about 300 deliveries. So it's safe to say, once they don't give the wickets away, once they bat out these overs, they're going to get to that total well before they actually reach 50. So this is exactly what is required. Just take your time, be patient. Opportunities will come.
That means a lot of overs and a lot of balls. Enough time for both batters at least. They can bring up 50s for themselves.
Full toss and a quick single. Good running on that occasion.
That was a well calculated run. As he played the shot, he was on the run. And the man at mid-on came in a little slower.
That's going to bring Ram North back on strike. One of two Ram Norths in this fixture. It's younger brother Ram Prasad representing the GCB Select 11. Solid in defense once more. He's got a good level head on his shoulders, as well as a lot of talent.
He's with the Demerara squad. So they'll be looking ahead with the regional Super 50 coming up. You know, Guyana will look to feel a strong team. They haven't won the tournament since it's 2005. So they will looking to feel a strong team this year to see if we can win that tournament.
You've got a lot of 4-day trophies, not that many 50 over.
So that's the end of over number 8. And the score is 25 without loss.
You mentioned not winning a 50 over title since 2005. They're going to definitely look to address that. And coming out of this inter-county tournament, look to select the best possible side to give the Harp Eagles a chance of bringing home that trophy. Of course, we've got a lot of the big names who, depending on the West Indies assignments, they may or may not be available. Nonetheless, these youngsters here, they've got to put themselves in contention and also get themselves into some kind of form.
Yeah, you're talking about 19 years. This year would make it the 20th year. We're looking to see if we can win it. He's caught. Darwin Joseph on the long on boundary. So Sukwa, yes, giving it away there. So Mikl strikes. So the new bat is Tomani Caesar. So the select side will be very happy to get a breakthrough.
Here we see the replay. A bit of a juggle, but he does take the catch on the second attempt. Darwin Joseph. And it's that man, Kwesi Mikl. What a brilliant all-round performance he's delivering here so far for the GCB Select 11. He's already scored a top score of 49 to get them to that total of 139. He's now picked up the very first wicket, and an important wicket Adrian Sukwoi was looking good at the top of the order.
Yes, what a good breakthrough here for the Select 11. They'll feel good about it because, you know, they'll always feel getting wickets early could put some pressure. But nevertheless, the Berbicians will have other ideas. Tomani Caesar, no rabbit with the bat. He's a batsman in every right. He played with the Guyana under 19. He's a wicket-keeper batter, but in this game, he's in front of the stumps. And one will hope from the Berbice point of view that he will score some runs.
Yeah, one wicket-keeper batter replacing a next. Again, so many young wicket-keeper batters coming to the forefront in recent times. My favorite, of course, currently representing Demerara, Shamar Apple. I reckon he's the best batter out of the lot. Did affect a few good dismissals yesterday.
Should I use this one then?
5 deliveries to come in over number 9. Kwesi Mikl just taking his time to get his field placement in order. Sending out a deep mid wicket all the way to the boundary. Well, the deep cover. Left hand on strike.
So this is the 9th over. They'll win 25 for 1. The new batter came in and I saw they send the man out to deep cover, which it should have kept him in the circle. He's new at the crease.
What I can say, Sean, these cricketers are quite familiar with each other. So perhaps with that familiarity, that is what propelled Romeo Dionarine to put that field in the deep. Maybe a strength of the batter. Maybe they know that he does look to go aerial in that area in the early stages of his innings.
Delvin, I heard you, but I would have forced him to do that. Just kept the man right up there. Because you're searching for wicket. So that brings up the end of over number 9. The score is 26 for 1. And we still have Akshaya Prasad as well there to bowl some spin, if he's been called upon.
Still inside of the power play. Slow and steady will, in fact, win this race here today. Does not require a lot of big hitting. What it requires is a lot of responsibility.
So Jones has bowled 4 overs so far. He's going to come in for his 5th. None for 18.
Thank you.
Most top order batters, they love to feel the bat on the ball. They love to see that scoreboard ticking over. So dot balls, regardless of how small the run rate required is, it will add a bit of pressure. It will play on the minds of those batters at the crease. So the GCB Select 11, they still have got to look to keep it tight. We know how quickly these scenarios and situations can change in limited overs fixtures, especially at this level. 1 wicket usually brings 2.
I'll tell you what, Delvin, the hallmark of Tomani Caesar, he's a batter likes to rotate the strike. And that is what you will see him doing more often than hitting. It's actually like building his innings, which is good.
He has been able to do that well so far. And that's a good trademark of a lot of good number 3 batters. They come in and immediately they're able to keep the scoreboard ticking. Sometimes they have to come in from the very second ball. Ramper saw the ram not. Ramper tab. He looks just content to stay there for as long as he possibly can.
Good stuff here by Joshua Jones, and ramp it up equal to the task.
Support coming from the fielders for the bowler. They're cheering him on. Can Joshua Jones pick up a wicket here? He has looked good without any success in that wicket column so far.
He's bowling some nice hard links here, some hard delivery. As you may call it, heavy ball. Well bowled there by Joshua Jones. And he's caught in the cover area. So Jones strikes. He gets his first. The second wicket goes down for the Berbicians. Excellent catch.
Yeah, ramp up ram not. He goes for 9. And you sense that something was about to happen. Joshua Jones, he's been quite superb so far. Until this stage, he didn't actually take a wicket. But that just goes to show you, Sean Messiah, what the pressure will do.
Yes, most definite. That was what I was saying over previously. Even though his Mikl was bowling, you kept the man up and forced the batter to go over the infield. But more words from you, Delwing, and then we'll bring in John Ramsing.
Yeah, it looks like an important juncture here in this match. Kevin Sinclair, with a wealth of experience, has represented the West Indies in all formats. They're going to look to him to actually stabilize this batting chase and ensure that the Berbice side get up to these 140 runs. A lot has been spoken of how hard Kevin Sinclair would have worked as a young man to master his craft and also to put himself in a position to be selected for firstly the Guyana first class side and then the West Indies side. Since fallen out of a bit of favor, firstly by injury and then for other reasons, but now looking to put himself back to where he know he can be. And that brings over number 10 to an end. Berbice in pursuit of 140 there, 27 for 2.
Not a lot of runs, 27 runs, 2 wickets going down. Let's take a look at what happened in the first 10 overs of this run chase. Extras helping the score to move to 27 for 2. But I'll tell you what, Navlet, after 10 overs of batting, the Guyana Cricket would select 11 were 27 for 2 as well.
So just about even Stevens.
So not a lot of runs being scored in the first phase of the game in both innings today. Back live, Mikl continues. This is now his fourth in the wickets column. It's two for one for him so far. Tomorrow's season is prepared to play some strokes.
Pushing that for a single. Can seize this opportunity to get some runs here for Berbice.
Right here, no stump.
Get them over the line. His partner, he's been there before.
Yeah, go later.
Would have experienced many different situations.
That's it.
So he's not going to be flustered. He shouldn't be, in my opinion.
He has been short of runs. That's why he lost his place in the senior sides.
Wait and see.
Remember Kevin Sinclair after his stint at West Indies down under in Australia, coming back and said that he learned a lot from working alongside Carl Hooper, the Guyana West Indies former captain. Hooper at the time was an assistant coach for the West Indies side as they were in Australia, where he lives now. He also said that Kevin Sinclair is one for the future, but did not live up to that billing. Young days in his career. We'll have an opportunity to come back with Mikl. Keeping things very interesting so far. 12 gone, 11 gone. It's 28 for 2.
There we see the bowling card so far. Darwin Joseph just 2 overs and 9 dot deliveries. So excellent stuff from him. Just 6 runs coming off of his first 2 overs. Joshua Jones has picked up the wicket. He's got 1 for 19, and Quincy Mikl, tight stuff from him. Less than a runner over. 1 wicket so far. Just 3 runs off of his 4 overs.
Jaden, stand. No, that man. Banga.
So Jones, first spell coming to an end. And he's making way now for the right arm leg break bowler, Matura, the young leggy from Everest. West Bank boy.
Oh, tap it, man. Keep going.
Another good prospect, Matura. Did get some runs as well today. No feelers in close for Kevin Sinclair, even though he's yet to get off the mark. Well, as a matter of fact, Akshay Pasodi is at first slip. This one, he's under it, and it's on top of the roof for a maximum.
Disappeared. A half tracker from Matura. And with a man with international experience as Kevin Sinclair, will not miss out even though he was on 0. Half tracker, you can see pulling and pulling hard. Not the biggest of venues, but certainly enough to take it over the building. Bang onto the zinc sheets. Nice way to get off the market. Good to see someone like Sinclair coming at this level, looking to start again in terms of his career.
Yeah, way too short on that occasion from Matura. But what you want to see from someone like Kevin Sinclair, you want to see him dominate at this level. So expect him to dispatch anything loose. Expect him to put these young bowlers under pressure.
So while you find that the openers were a bit watchful, despite losing early wicket, the Berbice side needed to take a bit more chance, take a little bit more risk. And now you see Kevin Sinclair coming and playing a big stroke immediately. Is because he is prepared not only to play the strokes, but also to take on the bowler and don't want a bowler to get on top of you. As a batter, you have a job to do as well. He was quickly into position to pull. Knew exactly his scoring opportunity to the leg spinner and maximized nicely.
He really is a natural stroke maker. Just a change in balls. Remember, we're coming to you live from LUSIGNAN on the east coast of Demerara. It's 2025 action in the Queensway Security Services Inc. Inter-County Tournament, men's senior inter-county, and here we've got Berbice, the men from the ancient county. They're up against a GCB Select 11. They did well with the ball, limiting the GCB Select 11 for just 139. And now in pursuit, Tamani Caesar and Kevin Sinclair looking to get a move on.
Delvin, I heard you mention the ancient county of Berbice, but the last time I was there, it's been transformed to the modern county. Brand new sporting facility at Palmyra, up and coming. Brand new roads as well, new housing schemes, lots of action happening. In fact, there's a big sporting event in Berbice today, drag racing happening as well, so not so sure about that ancient county tag anymore. It used to be for sure, but now it's been transformed.
Yeah, well, if we're going to be honest, a lot of development happening nationwide, so good signs for us here in the 592.
Yesterday we were what used to be called the Cinderella County because of being a forgotten county, but trust me, lots of attention there as well. Tomorrow's season looks busy at the crease, but just finding the fielders. Over number 12 coming to an end. Berbice looking to get 140 to win. They're 35 for 2.
So Kwesi Mikl will continue.
Chief Operating Officer of Queensway Security Service Incorporated. Queensway Security Service Inc. has been in operation for over 2 decades now, and our offerings include static,
Single to start over number 13. Mikl continues. But one thing you're noticing here as well, Nablet, as you can see, the heat coming off of the surface on the monitor. But what you're noticing, it's not that lush green that we're accustomed to at the various venues across Guyana. The grass is there. You can show that it has life, forming, holding firmly into the ground. But because of the dry season we're currently in, it's brown in color. Not that lush green, that brilliant stable color that we're accustomed to. And flying into Essequibo yesterday to Hampton Court. It was evident there as well. Runs for Berbice, runs for Kevin Sinclair. That's his second boundary. And you can see the positive intent from the international player already.
Yeah, good shot from Sinclair. Picking that gap quite nicely into the onside. And just coming back to what John Ramsing was speaking of as it relates to the dryness of the outfield. The wicket itself is quite dry, which is indicative of a lack of overnight moisture, so you would expect it to continue to get a bit flatter as the game progresses. Might see a few balls keep lower as the Berbice batters get deeper into this innings.
Runs required now less than 3 figures, 97 required. So that's something that Berbice consider they have done pretty nicely, bringing the run chase into double digits. We're hearing no, 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 no. Hearing yes, yes, yes. In the end, single taken quite easily. I was saying that Caesar playing a little bit too hard, finding the feelers and not the gaps. This time it's soft hands, getting a single. So rotation in the strike, 4 singles and a boundary in the over. So without you noticing, 8 runs already scored. And just like that, 9 runs in this over without lots of fuss. And that's the quality of Kevin Sinclair. 13 gone, 45 for 2.
.95 runs required from 222 deliveries. An equation that most certainly favors the batting side. It's not always hard and fast in the game of cricket. Match situation can change quite quickly. And my co-commentator is saying, usually hard. Not always fast.
The select 11 will be back in action 2 days from today. We're going to take on defending champions, the Matura, at Enmore. So in 2 days from today, tournament will continue. 3rd match of the tournament. Them are defending champions who won convincingly in their first game over Essequibo over 50 runs. Swept away nicely into the gap for 4.
Yeah, touch stroke. Swept quite nicely on that occasion from Tamani Caesar. A low full toss. Could have pretty much picked his area. And doing so to good effect.
Matura under some pressure.
Comes back well. Batsman struck on the pad. Bit of an appeal. Nothing from the umpire.
Caesar is short, but that one was definitely going to miss over. 50 coming up for Berbice in this over. 50 for 2. And the scoring rate since Sinclair's gotten to the crease has increased as well. Sinclair scoring better than a runner ball. 15 runs from 13. Caesar, who just got a boundary. 10 from 14. And again, finding the fielder, not the gap. We'll learn and learn very quickly. 14 completed, 50 for 2.
A couple of early wickets. Adrian Sukwa and Rampatop Ramnot failing to get into double figures. But Tamani Caesar and Kevin Sinclair doing a bit of consolidation. Caesar himself, he's looked quite solid for 10 from 15. And Kevin Sinclair, as easy as you like, already on to 15 runs from just 13 deliveries.
After scoring 49 when they batted for the select 11, Mikl now into his 6th over. Kwesi Mikl.
Kwesi Mikl doing a lot of work today with both bat and ball.
He's one of those players that give you everything. He's fighting for his side now.
Get it for me.
Also perhaps fighting for a chance to be included in the Guyana Harpy Eagles side.
That must be the ultimate. You really want to show that you can represent not only a county at this stage or your team, go on to represent your country. It's a franchise system really. So you may impress at this level, may not get selected for your national side, but one of the other teams around the region will be impressed and snap you up as well.
Yeah, most certainly. So many opportunities available in the sport of cricket these days. So any chance at this level cannot be taken lightly.
Remember the days when cricket was just a season. Now it's year round. So many different tournaments. Longer version, shorter, and even the shortest. So the calendar is very tight, but still room for more cricket. And there's always that competition as well to see which sport will have which days and so on, especially in schools. But trust me, in Guyana we have two types of seasons, wet and dry. Once it's dry, cricket should play. This one has a good delivery, bouncing and turning. Perhaps hitting the edge as well. We have to wait on umpire Mokan.
And the senior man outrunning his junior partner on that occasion. Kevin Sinclair ready to come back for the third, while Tamani Caesar is just about 3/4 of the way through his second.
And no signal from umpire Mokan. It means it's a healthy edge. Went between the keeper and for a slip. So half a chance. I remember the late, great Tony Kosher saying it's either a chance or not. So there's no such as a half a chance. Chance created. 15 overs completed, 54 for 2. Still 86 to get from 210 deliveries. Demerara winning yesterday, so another team will join them in the winnings column. They're maintaining the slip. Here is Matura again. In the air. Smartly taken. Looks like Brandon Jaikaran on the mid-wicket boundary. Usually with the gloves. This time he's in the outfield. And coming up with a very smart catch to see the back of Tamani Caesar for 13. Berbice losing their third at the start of the 16th. Sean Messiah, 54 for 3.
Yes, good afternoon. Good smart catch there by Jaikaran. He had to run in and dive because the breeze was taking it away to his left. So he had to dive away, and that was a smart catch there in the end to send back Caesar to the pavilion. So well bowled there by Matura. He will feel happy. And the select side will feel happy getting the third wicket. Berbice 54 for 3. This is the 16th over.
Time for drinks. I was just mentioning Caesar finding the fielders more often than not, and again finding the safe hands of Jai Karan. Players will have some drinks. It's a very hot day today. We'll also take a drinks break and come back.
I'm Lancelot Khan, Chief Operating Officer of Queensway Security Service Incorporated. Queensway Security Service Inc. has been in operation for over 2 decades now, and our offerings include static guard service, both armed and unarmed, armed patrol and response service, alarm monitoring and emergency response, and security escorts and a VIP protection service. We also are the authorized reseller for a few popular world-renowned brands. Those include Hytera Communications, Glock Arms, CZ Arms, among others.
Join us in Guyana for a Diwali celebration like none other. Deep Jile fills the night as thousands of diya brighten homes and communities. The Rangoli Utsav brings color and creativity, while the Diwali motorcade lights up the streets with floats, music, and dance. You must visit the Indian Monument Gardens. Discover the Mahatma Gandhi statue in the promenade, or step into a mandir to connect with history and heritage. Beyond the celebration, discover the story of Diwali, craft your own diya or rangoli, and enjoy the flavors of traditional sweetmeats and dishes. Feel the rhythm of Indian dance as lights, culture, and community come together in harmony. Discover an unforgettable Diwali experience in Guyana.
Drinks break over. Zainal Ramsamy, the new batter. Mitchell Matura picking up his first wicket. Leg break bowler coming in and getting a wicket after taking a little bit of stick earlier in his previous over from Sinclair. In the air again, but this time just short of the fielder, lurking at that backward point position. So yet again we see another batter going just too hard. You will get the leg spin at the ball deliveries like that, starting it on middle, spinning it away. But how you apply yourself, just get closer to that ball to drive along the ground.
So Matura looked like he's beginning to find his line and length with some nice flighted ones. I see the man at short cover now. That one was a bit full, and stroke it out to the man at the extra deep cover area.
You're very generous, Sean Messiah. That one was very full, overpitched, allowing Ramasamy to get off the mark with a juicy full toss. Sinclair on strike. I'm sure Berbice won't mind that at all. He's now going to be the one that'll take control of this run chase. The senior statesman in this side.
I think Sinclair, John, I think he might be hunting Matura. Let's watch and see. That one is driven out along off. But there's a heavy breeze coming across.
Yeah, that has been the case all day. Initially, I felt it was because of the tide coming in very close to the Atlantic Ocean. But it's been with us consistently throughout the day. Remember a few days ago, there was a weather system in Trinidad and Tobago nearby. And while it was pretty steamy and hot in Georgetown or along the coast, it was raining in the hinterland starting around that Suzdike area. 16 overs gone, 57 for 3. So maybe there's a weather system in the Caribbean.
Yes, I think so, John, because I think I remember that day you're talking about. It was very hot, real hot, and then they had a burst of shower sometime late in the afternoon. It was a sticky day. But it's a nice day here today on the east coast of Demerara at LUSIGNAN ground. And this fixture between Berbice and the Guyana Cricket Board Select 11. Saying good afternoon to the hard-working staff of the Guyana Cricket Board, President Bisun Dial Singh and the executives, along with Operations Manager Anthony Danrad, putting in a lot of work there at the Cricket Board. Mikl, Kwesi Mikl is going to continue.
Mikl trying to replicate what Junior Sinclair did with the ball, tying up one end, bowling his full quota of 10 on the trot. Also from the southern end of this ground, doing well so far, despite not picking up a bunch of wickets. Inside out. And there goes Sinclair again. Not a big one. 6 more to Berbice.
Yes, and Sinclair will have none of that. You can see him waiting and to pounce on anything. And that was a good shot there by Kevin Sinclair.
Full in the slot, just slightly clearing that front leg to give himself that accessibility and hitting it just over the boundary, but 6 is 6.
That's a good comeback delivery there, you would say, from Mikl. Sinclair stretching long forward and just running it down to the third man area.
You also felt it was a bit of premeditation from Sinclair, not looking to go hard again, just wanted to see what was on offer, was prepared to defend. It's a competitive cricket.
And what the bowler Mikl, and maybe any bowler, when you have 2 tall batters at the crease, you know the line and length, but if you have a tall and a short batter, you have to make a lot of adjustments in bowling to both.
You mentioned that, and I asked the late great Clyde Butts at one time in terms of adjustments these days to short, tall, right, left. He said not in this age where players, they're now pretty much on a professional basis. That is their duty, that's their job, to make that adjustment quicker than before. Another shot from Sinclair. Can he get another boundary? It's running pretty close, but not quite enough to get there. Like Butts was saying, with the amount of cricket being played by persons these days, that adjustment should be made much faster. Overcome comes to an end, 17 gone, 68 for 3.
John, I must say good words coming from the late great Clyde Butts, our good friend. Very knowledgeable about the game played for Guyana and West Indies. And when Clyde Butts bowl John, I think you should be wearing a rib guard. You always have the ball jumping in your rib. And I think they need to plug that gap, force Ramsamy to play some other shot, bring a man across from the leg side if you're going to hold that line, and ask Ramsamy to change his stroke. It's a bit too easy for him just coming on the front foot and stroking it to that cover area.
Right.
Not much runs to play with. 69 for 3, 71 more runs required. You need to put some pressure, force them to do something.
And it is a sharp turnover as well for the Select 11. Their next game is going to be on Tuesday at Enmore when they take on the defending champions Demerara. That's another day game beginning at 9 a.m. Whereas Berbice will be back here on Thursday against Essequibo. It's a lovely format, the tournament, but today coming to LUSIGNAN would have been nice to see with Berbice playing, have a Berbice home game today on the weekend, and during the midweek when we have Berbice against Essequibo, maybe one of those counties will be hosting rather than a Demerara neutral game. Inside out again from Sinclair, and again another boundary.
Yes, lovely shot there by Sinclair. And I still would say that I think they need an extra fielder there on the offside. You know, just putting some doubt into the batsman's mind of that man there in the face.
But where do you set feelers for bad bowling? That was just overpitched again. Sinclair could have hit that anywhere. But playing in the V, playing it very cautious. Yet again, easy single for the take-in.
Yes, John, the Matura is holding that line outside the off stump. Hardly any ball is being played on the leg side. So why not bring a man over to the other side?
Get it!
Chance created, chance not taken. Romeo Dianarin there, that very straight mid-wicket position, the captain. That ball burst through his hands, going reverse cup. And that can be very costly, Sean.
Yes, John, that one had to stick. It was a good shot there. As you said, burst through. Moved like a bullet. Didn't manage to hold on. That brings up the end of the 18th over. The score is now 75 for 3. So Sukwa went for 25, Tomani Caesar for 2. Partnership and Sukwa and Rampatab is 25, and the next best is Tomani Caesar and Sinclair.
Left arm spin in the form of Akshaya Prasad. Coming into the attack, looking to stem the flow of runs. And to do so, we'll have to pick up wickets. Be consistent with some dot balls, trying to build some pressure. Sean Messiah has the ability. He's been around for a long time, having played at the under 19 level in 2016.
Yes.
Played for CCC where he was part of the winning side in 2018. Full toss can be a bit of a headache sometimes. A full toss there almost popped back to the bowler. I think as well, Akshaya Prasad had a stint again with CCC where they beat Guyana in the final.
Yeah, Akshaya plays trading all around in the Caribbean, I would say. And that one is well swept. Nice shot there by Kevin Sinclair that runs into the boundary for 4. So Sinclair in a no nonsense mood. They're doing it nicely for the Berbice. Very experienced West Indian player. Stamping his authority.
Quickly moves up to 35 from just 25 deliveries. And he did not even bother to run. Realized it was well hit and in the gap as well.
Reminds me of when you have to sweep your yard, John. Did you have to sweep yard back in your days?
The assignments were much simpler in those days. Do all of your chores or else you cannot play cricket. And before the first fall cock started making noise, my chores were finished because I wanted to play cricket.
Most definitely, I know about that for sure. You had to do those chores.
And then, because I had no one to play with, I had to go help my friend with his chores so that he can play as well.
Yeah, so true, so true. We used to help out one another. This one is sweetly driven down the ground. Nice drive there for a single.
Getting closer to the target of 140. After 19 overs, Berbice 81 for 3.
And Sinclair, is on 36. Ramsamy on 7.
19 done.
So 19 done. Seems like Matura is going to continue. Matura 1 for 23 from 4 overs.
Keep going.
So Sinclair is well set.
Matura continues. Has a wicket already, but bowling to Kevin Sinclair. What should be the plan here, Sean Messiah?
What Matura will try to do is see if he can keep Sinclair very quiet, but Sinclair hunting. It's well set, and anything short he's going to put it on over the boundary. And so far, John, 3 dots. Yes, 3 dots. So good going here by Matura.
A little bit of variation as well. That one was a googly. But good awareness from Kevin Sinclair. He spotted it very early and played it back up the track on the onside. So looking to build some pressure now, Matura. Sinclair want to soak up the pressure and continue with his free-flowing style.
And John, I think that could have been a card on bowl, but we'll wait to see. They come back for 2. That would have to be a sticker.
I have to agree with you on that one, because Sinclair was committed to the stroke, driving on the up. But Matura there in his follow through was not able to get around.
This is good cricket here. There's Rampersad, I think, coming in and attacking the ball. Field nicely. They return in a flash to the keeper, but the batters get a single in the end. That brings up the end of 20 overs. The score is 8-4 for 3. No, take it. Really?
Match summary so far. After 20 overs of play, The Berbice side in pursuit of 140. They've reached 84 for 3. Kevin Sinclair, he looks quite comfortable on 39 from 33. And he's alongside Zainal Ramsamy, who himself has looked very positive upon arrival at the crease. The experienced Akshay Prasad into his second over. The GCB bowlers, they've not been expensive. However, restricting Berbice will not win them this match. They've got to be able to bowl them out. Got to continue to look for wickets. Even with 139 runs on the board, they've got to try to be as aggressive as they possibly can.
I keep saying, Delvin, they need to attack a little more, make some field changes, you know, put some doubt into the batsman's mind.
Caressed into the offside. Really does look a notch above his competitors here today, Kevin Sinclair. He hasn't put a foot round, to be honest, since his arrival at the crease. Hoping that I don't put the whammy on him. We love to see good talent manifesting itself. Yesterday we saw the likes of Kemo Paul, also an individual in this tournament who would have represented the West Indies at all levels. Losing favour, now looking to re-establish himself, starting from the bottom. Just goes to show how this sport of cricket can be humbling at times.
Once again, another single. Good rotation of the strike in this over. Bringing up the end of over number 21. And the score is 8-9 for 3. 51 runs more required.
Points table. Early stages so far. Demerara on top with 7 points.
And Esiquebo on 2. And Berbice and select team yet to get off the mark.
Of course, you get points not only for winning your matches, you get batting points for getting past certain totals and also bowling points for bowling outsides. So even without winning that match yesterday, Esiquebo still find themselves on 2 points.
And that's a short one, being pulled around to the square leg into the boundary for 4. That was short and asking to be hit. He didn't get it as he wanted, but nevertheless it come down to the square leg boundary for 4. Sinclair moves into the 40s.
And once again, onto that one in a flash. Way too short for Kevin Sinclair.
At one time, Delvin, I think we're in the danger zone. Right at square leg.
Yeah, watch that one all the way into the pathway of John Ramsing.
And another chance there. The man leaping high to his right. Didn't hold on to it. And went out to long on area. Long off area, and they come back for 2. That's Mikl at short cover. Greasy Mikl.
And someone is calling for some Lionel Richie. Just as a testimony of how easy Kevin Sinclair is making things look. Just as easy as Sunday afternoon. Are you a fan of the Commodores, Sean Messiah?
Yes, all the music, all the music. So Sinclair He moves to 49, but it's Ramsamy on strike. A flighted one is driven out to the man at cover. And the rotation nicely here takes the score to 97. 3 runs away from the 100 and 43 runs more required. Sinclair on 49, he's on strike. There's 2 legal deliveries left in this over. He's driving hard out towards long off. But they're going to get a single. Jones in the way. So he's 50. So his 50 is up for Kevin Sinclair. Well played to him as he looks up to the heavens. And he's got a baby in his hand. So well played, Kevin Sinclair.
Yeah, he's signaling the first baby of the tournament. I've got one, a half century, and a good knock from Kevin Sinclair. One of the senior players, not only in this Berbice side, one of the senior players going around cricket in Guyana. Definitely representing all of his experience and talent here today.
And Sinclair bringing up his 50 from 40 deliveries. Well played to him, bringing up the end of the overs. The end of over number 22, 99 for 3.
Yeah, this half century from Kevin Sinclair, just well poised, good composure. Striking it at just about 125 when everyone else is well below 100.
Sukwa went for 6, Rampatop for 9, and Tomani Caesar for 13. Ramsamy is with Sinclair. Ramsamy is on 11.
Zainul Ramsamy playing his role to good effect so far. 11 from 17. He's been very positive. Also looked quite comfortable so far. Bowlers haven't troubled him to a large extent. Once again, solid in defense. Bit of good control from Akshay Prasad here. Begins his third with 2 dot deliveries. Just 41 more runs to get from 166. And Zainul Ramsamy just looks to be having a bit of a net session here. You know, just taking his time and enjoying his batting, which is what you want to see young cricketers do. You've got the opportunity. There's no rush. So just have a knock, young man. And nicely dabbled. A bit of a sweet shot, a paddle shot, and they come back for 2.
And that brings up the 100 for the Berbician, 101 for 3 in over number 23. So good going here by the Berbicians. So 39 runs required.
Down towards the point boundary, picked up by Jaden Dowling.
Delvin, I wouldn't be surprised if Sinclair get let loose now. He's up on 50.
Yeah, well, he's just been playing the situation well so far, Sean. We know he's a natural stroke maker. He doesn't like to be bogged down.
Driving hard out towards long on for a single. And that brings up the end of over number 23. The score is 102 for 3. And it looks like if it's Dowling is going to come into the attack. Let's wait and see. So we see Sinclair 51 from 41, Ramsamy 14 from 22, Tomani Caesar 13 from 19, and the partnership between Zainul Ramsamy and Kevin Sinclair is 49 from 47 balls.
And a wicket each for Joshua Jones, Matura and Mikl.
So young Jaden Dowling, youngster from the plays at the DCC club. In the early in the Sir Garfield Sobers tournament, he went out there and played. Finished with the most wickets.
No backward square, I say. Give it target.
So good start there by Dowling for his ball, a dot. Stroke up to the man to in cover.
And we are in a bit of a hot spot here on the square leg boundary, deep backward square. Anything short is going to be headed in our direction in a flash.
So a direct hit, and they come back for two. I think he just made it in. Let's wait and see. We check on a replay at our advantage. Point. So 50 partnership for Sinclair and Ramsamy in 49 deliveries.
And if you look at the shares of that partnership, 37 in favor of Sinclair and just 14 in favor of Zainul Ramsamy.
And that one was short, Delvin. I think we were in danger at one point in time. I think they have enough room under this table that I can get under. So, missed out.
Yeah, well, we were expecting that. We were expecting Kevin Sinclair to target anything short towards us here. A bit of a missed opportunity. He's going to be feeling as though he missed out on a 6 on that occasion. Challenge for young Jaden Dowling.
That's another easy single being stroked out there to long on. The score quietly moves it on to 108. 108 for 3. Berbice hunting, looking to get 140. 32 runs more required. From as many balls, 158 balls. Ramsammy's on strike. He's on 14. That's well bowled there by Dowling.
Good take by wicketkeeper Jeffrey. Ramsamy quite the tall cricketer. That delivery lifting a bit outside the line of the off stump.
So that brings up the end of over number 24. And the score is what? 108 for 3.
.24 overs completed. Sitting pretty on 108 for 3 are the Berbicians. 32 additional runs to get. They've got a lot of time in which to get there. 156 balls. Kevin Sinclair has gone past a personal milestone of a half century, currently on 56. And Zainul Ramsamy also looking quite good on 14.
And this is the second half century in the tournament. We had Matura yesterday, scoring 73. Now Kevin Sinclair just get over the 50 mark. He had a couple of 40s. This is the 49 today as well from Mikl, Mikl. That is a good one. He had to come down very quick on that one from Akshaya Prasad.
Yeah, signs of wear and tear on this wicket. That one keeping a bit low, as we did anticipate would happen for the spinners in the second half of this match.
Sinclair respectfully forward, long forward. Sinclair hails from the Berbice area. I think he started as an opening batter, I think, yes, and then Kevlon, and then he developed into a spinner as well. Good all-round player. And I could say he did it all. He played for Guyana, he played for West Indies, he played for the franchises. Still has a lot more to offer. Driving sweetly out to long on for a single.
Yeah, Sean, he did attain recognition at the highest level in terms of participation at quite a tender age. So even though he's got that experience, he's still quite young.
And that's what I'm saying. There are easy singles. We need to have something, you know, bring in a feeler, cast a little doubt in the batsman's mind. As they end up over number 25, the score is 110 for 3. More words from you, and then it's going to be John Ramsey.
Look at a comparison in terms of scoring rates. So some of the blue buildings overtaking the yellow ones by some distance. 110 on the board. So just 30 more mathematically. I don't need to check and double check that one. I'm very confident in my maths. Dowling to continue.
Good delivery outside the line of the off stump. Not enough room to cut, not quite the length to drive. So the batsman caught in between two minds on that occasion. This one does keep a bit low. The batsman still plays it on the back foot. So we're seeing a bit of inconsistent bounce in the afternoon.
A very tired track here at LUSIGNAN. So we expect a few deliveries to keep low. We're expecting that much earlier, however. Wide, so another extra. So when you speak about the decline of West Indies cricket as well, I look at all factors involved. When you look at the pitch that some of the players are asked to play on, and without being critical, this one is another big one. Sinclair takes on the bowler and gets a maximum. Luckily, there's no car parked in that area because of the extra work being done at LUSIGNAN. So yes, we took a look at the holistic approach of the decline. Some of the factors, like I said, without being too critical of LUSIGNAN, the pitches must be one of the reasons as well. When you really dive deep into the decline. I have your thoughts on that.
Yeah, most definitely I agree with you. When you have pitches that are not up to standard in a trials fixture or in an inter-county fixture, what it does, it makes life difficult for good batters to actually establish themselves and give the best indication as it relates to what they can do, and also it misleads you as it relates to the bowlers you're going to select, because a bowler might pick up 5 just because of the assistance that was on offer from the surface. And then when you take him on tour, you wonder how he's not able to take wickets against the regional sides. Definitely in terms of the preparation of the surfaces, the pitches, the responsibility of the groundsmen, it is a big factor as it relates to, you know, the level of West Indies cricket and whether it will be on a decline or whether we're going to see a strong West Indies team.
And then you'll hear the argument that you must learn to adapt to different conditions. So even at dust bowl here at LUSIGNAN, you'll say that the batters like Kevin Sinclair is doing, adapting. But that's another side of the coin you can look at.
Life is all about perspective. Cricket is played on any given day, and you can't expect the conditions to be identical. So quite right, John Ramsing.
Getting closer to the target of 140. They're now 120 for 3, Berbice.
Just an additional 20 to get. Look at that blue worm. Just riding substantially above the yellow one at this stage.
Maybe it has an escort from the Queensway security service that's allowing him to travel that fast. So just 20 runs away from victory. Lots of time, 144 deliveries. And when they get to that target of 140, the drive back to Berbice will be so much nicer. Prasad starts his 5th. Not that penetrative so far from the left arm spinner. Man from Cornelia Ida on the west coast of Demerara. Akshaya Pekko Prasad.
Yeah, unable to get himself in the wickets column so far. Hasn't been expensive. What is required today? A few more opportunities, a few more chances. Not able to create those chances. Kevin Sinclair has looked quite solid, and so too has Zainul Ramsamy. Driven down towards the man at long off. They're going to accept a single. So just cruising over the line here are the Berbicians. They're looking to reclaim this tournament. They haven't won the inter-county tournament in just about 3 years. In full command here today. Good signs for Guyana and the West Indies with this man here, Kevin Sinclair. Really has looked the part. And this one, straight down to the man at the point boundary for a single.
So we haven't seen a lot of Kevin Sinclair recently, and perhaps we can say why. He has been working in the background on his game. He looks a totally different player than what we saw the last time around, which was the Breakout League.
Well, I'm personally a fan of players of that nature, as another single is picked up. You know, you might be hearing a lot of stuff about those players from other people, but they let their performance on the field do the talking. So for whatever reason, people might have been saying why Kevin Sinclair has not been considered for the West Indies, why he hasn't been around franchise cricket in recent times. He's showing here today that he's still got the talent. He's still the same Kevin Sinclair who's able to dominate.
Prasad finishes 5 overs in his spell, 24 conceded. And after 27 in the run chase, it's now 127, 13 away from victory.
Getting there, we are getting there. Of course, the results of yesterday, the very first fixture won by the defending champions Demerara. The captain Matthew Nandu producing a player of the match performance with a brilliant 73. Also young West Indies under 19 all-rounder Jonathan Van Lang doing exceptionally well in that match, picking up 4 wickets. Thaddeus Lovell also picking up 4 wickets in a losing effort.
The figures are not reflecting the way Kimo power bowled with that on that track. It was a hard track, and Kimo started with those short deliveries, barrage of short deliveries on the body of the batters, and they were very much uncomfortable. And that started things nicely for the rest of bowlers, who started to use the short ball to good effect as well. A nice 72-run partnership here between Ramsamy and Kevin Sinclair, as they're coasting towards that 140 required.
Exactly what the doctor would have ordered. Akshay Prasad has completed 5 overs. No success. Fast ball is being brought back into the attack. It's Mr. Darwin Joseph. Comes in from a long run, does have a bit of pace about him. Starts with a brilliant Yorker.
There's a chance for a run out as well. Romeo Dinarine not hitting the prize at the non-strikers end. I think had he done so with a direct hit, Sinclair might have been short of his ground, but it's not to be. 2 hits away now, Berbice. In limited overs, you tend to hear that quite often. 2 hits away, because 12 runs available, 12 runs away from victory. But Darwin Joseph will not want to be the one to see victory brought up at just 2 hits away.
The captain busy in the field. Romeo Dionarine, second time in as many deliveries, having to do some work in that mid-wicket area.
So wides as well, contributing to this target. So 131 now. In 2 days' time, action will continue. The Select 11 will be back in action against the defending champions on Tuesday at 10 more. 2 days later, Esquibo will be back right here at LUSIGNAN, taking on Berbice. The Queensway Security Service Super 50 Cup continues.
Seven runs required. Into over number 28. Remarkable stuff here from Berbice. All of the experience coming to the forefront. That's a wide. It's being signaled by the umpire. Darwin Joseph just straying a bit on that occasion.
A little bit of impatience, you'll say, from the young man as well. Trying very hard to get this breakthrough, trying hard to get a wicket. Might be feeling a bit of pressure, knowing that he's picked as a fast bowler, as a strike bowler. You want to reward your captain with some wickets. Not to be so far. So he's trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, John, even in a losing effort, you would want to get your name in that wickets column, just to justify your selection in the side. He's making his inter-county debut. A lot spoken of him ahead of this tournament. However, coming up against a very formidable Berbice side.
When you ask for a straight drive, you get that. Then you say, not so straight. 28 overs completed, 134 for 3. 1 hit away for Berbice now.
Should be looking to finish it in this over. Kevin Sinclair just having a bit of a drink. Change of headwear as he's getting ready to face up against the spinner. Jaden Dowling has changed ends. He's now going to be bowling from the railway embankment end. Six runs for Berbice to win. They're calling for 2. And running hard. 2 runs completed.
Good stuff in the outfield from Rampasad Ramnath. He's been doing very well in the outfield all day. Picking up cleanly. His ground fielding has been good. And has a strong return as well. Good service to the bowler. Sinclair on the verge of taking Nandu being 73 as the highest score of the tournament. Looking at to finish it in grand style. So Nandu scored 73 yesterday and now Sinclair on 72. Just 3 for victory. Do you remember? In 2 days' time, we had to end more. Select 11 will take on the Matura. 9 a.m. start. It's a day game.
Kevin Sinclair has been the star here today, but I'll tell you what, Zainal Ramsamy has played really well. Just a composed knock. As easy as you like.
There were lots of contenders yesterday for play of the match. Eventually, Matura Nandu got the nod. Wonderful catch, picked up a wicket as well to add to 73. Contenders again today. A 5-4 for Junior Sinclair, 72. Chances are unbeaten from Kevin Sinclair, who also bowled. Scores are level now. Scores are level. 139 for 3, 29 gone. We were making a point. It will not get to the 30th over. So Sean Masai does not need to come back. He can leave the venue early. But let's hear your thoughts, your contender, and who maybe will win play of the match today for you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with Junior, just because I think, he would have broken the back of the GCB Select 11 and put Berbice in a commanding position with his great bowling performance. Kevin Sinclair, he's come and he's played the role to perfection, but wasn't under that much pressure just because of the work that Junior would have done. It wasn't a big total for him to chase, so he could have come out as he did and scored these 73 runs with quite ease. But batting against a side of against a side of young side hungry, Junior Sinclair, he really was good to control his line and lengths and garner success to the magnitude of 5 wickets. As this one is lofted into the offside, and that will be the victory for Berbice. And with that shot, Kevin Sinclair putting himself as the top run scorer in the tournament so far, surpassing Matthew Nandu's 73. He finishes on 75. And Berbice
So let's see. 140 for 3. Comprehensive 7-wicket victory for Berbice. The defending former champions, I would say. Put it in a strong statement to the rest of the tournament. They will be back in action on Thursday right here at LUSIGNAN when they take on E.C.D, who lost their opening game. And it will be a good game to see where the tournament will be heading at that stage. 15 extras helping them to that total of 140. Select 11 not able to defend 139 that they posted.
In the end, a 7-wicket victory for Berbice. Darwin Joseph not able to pick up a wicket. 3.1 overs for 15 runs. A wicket each for Joshua Jones, Kwesi Mikl and Nithyanand Matura. But it really was Kevin Sinclair who stamped his authority on this match, showed his class, and produced quite the sparkling innings. Remained unbeaten on 74. And Berbice off to a winning start in 2025.
Yeah, brother. It's all right. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Alright, so that will end our coverage today. The second game of the Queensway Security Service Guyana Cricket Board Super 50. Victory by 7 wickets for Berbice over the Select 11. Select 11 posting 139 after they won the toss. Berbice chasing it down with lots of time to spare. Comprehensive victory for Berbice. They've joined them as the two unbeaten sides in the tournament, whereas Select 11 and E.C.D yet to gather points for winning any match. On behalf of Delvin Nablet, Sean Masai, my name is John Ramsing. On behalf of the technical team as well, wishing you well. Thank you for your time today. We trust that you have enjoyed what we have brought to you. We certainly had fun bringing it to you. Until next time, do take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye. I got heritage money for, sorry, heritage money for you.